All right, guys, I am here with the 2013, the first ever Arnold Classic Brazil champ, Brandon Curry. That's got to sound pretty good to you.
Hey, that sounds awesome, man. It sounds awesome.
Now, 2008 and USA's is when you get your pro card, and the last time that you're standing in the winner's circle. 5 long years. Now, I've known you for a little while. You're not really a guy who shows emotion too much, but it looked like you were getting a little emotional on stage when you were announced the winner.
Yeah.
What was going through your head at that particular point in time?
Basically, I was very grateful, just gratitude. That's the main emotion I was feeling. It was like, it's a lot you can do. It's a lot you can put into something, but you don't always get the results that you want. And when you do, it's just such a blessed feeling. And when you need it, you feel, I feel like I needed this, what I'm saying? Just to prove people that, no, this is not an issue with my work ethic. This is an issue of leadership. And definitely George has helped me prove that.
Before we get to the man standing to your right, you did hear that. I mean, you never really acknowledged it, but there have been people over the years that have criticized your work ethic because, everybody says loads of potential. And a lot of people did blame that work ethic. How much did that get to you? How much did that affect you?
Well, it gets to you, but when you know how hard you work, it can only get to you so much. It's like you just get tired of hearing it. You're like, where does this come from? And it's like that's what makes it frustrating. It's like, where does it come from? Like, why did that is the I guess the reason they say I wasn't successful. That's the only reason they could come up with. And that's fine, but if you don't follow me every day, if you don't know what I'm doing every day, if you don't know, what's going on, then if you judge me by what I show you in blogs, because I'm trying to show you how to train in blogs, I'm not doing my workout, then of course you're gonna think, oh, he's not working hard. But I'm not. I'm using learning tools, guys. I'm trying to teach you things. It's not,
I hear you.
It's relief.
Now, we talked at the athletes meeting, and because the internet connection here isn't the best in the world, still waiting to get that interview up. But that's when you did talk about George and hooking up with George for the first time. Give us a little idea. When did you hook up with George? When did that happen? And how long? What has he helped you with most?
George is about 4 months ago, and what a good coach does is typically he confirms what you feel. And George has been stalking me for a long time. Nah, not really stalking me, but it's like I honestly knew that I'd be working with George eventually. I just was in situations to where you want to do things right. So I waited, and I waited on an opportunity to do so. And luckily, I guess you said 4 months ago.
Yeah, about a little
over 4 months ago.
His wife came to me, talking to me. Well, I need you to work with Brandon. I need you to work with Brandon, and that's how we kind of get hooked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, me and my wife, we discussed it, and and basically I told her how I felt, and she takes it on herself to figure out what's going on with George and what is he like, because that's what that's what a good wife does. Right. She has her business, so. And then George came to me, and he actually talked backstage too, as well, about it. And it's just like, okay, she came to me with what he said, and I came to her, and we made that agreement that this is the best decision.
Now, what did you see in Brandon when he approached you? What have you seen in Brandon? What potential do you see in Brandon?
Well, I mean, I saw what everybody saw. You, everybody, every magazine, we saw that Brandon have the potential. You know what I mean? And with all the respect to all the coaches that he worked with, sometimes it's all about chemistry. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have that chemistry, it's not going to work. And they're all great coaches he worked with. They all have champions. They're great coaches. So I can't belittle anyone or talk bad about anyone. It's just I think me and him, we just hit it off, and. We were like a friend, you know what I'm saying? Like he calls me, hey, George, this working for me, this not working, this. We get to know one another quick, you know what I'm saying? And I tell you, man, God bless his wife, because she's the one kind of told me, and I thought about it. I said, you know what? I will work with him. And then when he said, what do you think we can do? I said, I promise you that. Nobody will ever say you have a bad work ethic if you work with me. You will be shredded. And I told him when we mentioned Brazil, I said, watch, you're going to win that show. Did I say that or no? And you know what? He probably didn't even believe it when we said that. But then as we start going, for the past 2 weeks, he said, George, I've been looking at my glutes. I can't believe I have glutes 2 weeks out and stuff. So, I knew that we were on the right track, and I knew he's going to be very dangerous.
Now, you said on stage with Arnold, the Olympia's next. How much can you improve? How much can this guy improve between now and September?
If you see the picture he sent me when we first started, you will not believe that's the same guy. I mean, I have to make the guy gain 25 pounds prepping for the show. This never happened. Usually they come to me, they're so fast. This guy was skinny. He wasn't even eating. I couldn't believe it. I said, where the hell you been? So, it's really, I think we're going to make an amazing transformation from here to the Olympia because we have a long time.
All right, Brandon Curry, congratulations to you again. George Farah, congratulations.
Thanks, bro.
NPC News Online.
NPC.